Hey friends, welcome back to the Guitar Max channel and take a look at this. This is a thin body acoustic guitar from Firefly Guitars. Look at this body right here. This is about 3.5 inches thick. Now the sides and the back is made from mahogany. It's got a spruce top. It's got this comfort bevel right here. Look at that, where it ties into the binding. And it has a Fishman pickup system with a built-in tuner, which for me is essential on a guitar like this. It's hard to believe that this is a $200 guitar, but that's true. Now, if you guys remember a while back, I want to say maybe 6 months ago or more, I reviewed the full-bodied Firefly acoustic guitars, and they were, similarly priced. Really great value acoustic guitars, also with the built-in pickup and all that stuff, piezo system. And so if you bought one of those and you liked it, then you're going to like this guitar, because I think it's made in the same factory, very similar construction, basically the same guitar, only with the thinner body instead of the full depth body. Okay, so the kind of elephant in the room here is that fairly recently I made a video about guitars to avoid as first guitars. And in that video, one of the guitars that I recommended not getting was a thin body acoustic guitar. Now, the reason for that was that in my experience in the past, thin body acoustic guitars were just sort of a compromise where you really didn't get the full big sound of a traditional acoustic guitar. And even though the body is thinner and it was a little bit more comfortable to play than a full-size acoustic, it still wasn't as comfortable like as an electric guitar. So for me, they were just sort of compromises where it was kind of the worst of both worlds, and I think that's what I said in that video. And for the most part, I still stand by what I said in that video, but perhaps with one exception, because this guitar, the sound of it is surprisingly good for a thin body acoustic. Now, I would say this guitar is not quite as loud, like it doesn't project as well as a full-size acoustic guitar, but the tone of the guitar is still really good, and it has a big, rich tone, which I really haven't heard on other thin body acoustic guitars, even ones that are more expensive than this. So I would say this: if you are looking at getting yourself a first guitar, or you're getting a first guitar for someone else, maybe as a gift or something, if you're going to go acoustic, I think still the way to go is to get a full-size acoustic guitar, a full thickness body. But in this case here, if you do want a thinner guitar, I don't think you're actually going to be sacrificing anything in this particular case. And it's not just because of the tone of the guitar, but because this has the built-in preamp system with the pickup. You can plug it in and everything, and I should mention it runs off of a 9-volt battery, which you can change down here. Because this has that system, of course, if you need the guitar to be really loud, you can always plug the guitar in. So not having that full body loudness or ability to project is not necessarily going to go against you in this particular case. Now we'll get into the demo in just a second here, and I'm going to give you some samples of how it sounds like plugged in, and then also just the natural acoustic sound of the guitar, so you can of course make the decision for yourself as to how it sounds. But overall, the bottom line here is that this guitar sounds surprisingly good, and like I said, full and rich in terms of the tone for a narrow body guitar like this. Never mind the fact that this guitar costs $200. I would put the sound of this guitar up against much more expensive thin body acoustics, and I think this would really hold its own. Now stick around after the demo, because there's some other things I want to talk about with this guitar, something in particular with the frets I'm thinking about. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the demo. Now real quick, if you guys enjoy videos like this, checking out cool new affordable guitars and staying up on all the latest news in the guitar universe, and you have not already subscribed, please consider subscribing right now. Okay, let's go ahead and plug this in, and again, we'll listen to the plugged in sound and also the natural acoustic sound. Let's check it out. Okay guys, so there were some sound samples for you. Let me know what you think of the tone of the guitar down in the video description below. Now something I want to mention here, the frets, right? You know, these are standard acoustic guitar frets compared to an electric guitar. They're a little bit small and, you know, not super tall. You know, they're kind of vintage style acoustic frets, and that's really nothing to be surprised about. But the thing I'm really thinking about is Firefly these days on their electric guitars. They've got these awesome, super polished, you know, the rounded ball fret ends, right? Stainless steel frets on some of the guitars. Guys, why can't we put those frets on an acoustic guitar? Why do companies always go with these acoustic guitar style frets? Right? They're really small and really close to the fretboard. Now you can make an argument that because you have more string tension on an acoustic guitar, you have to press harder with your hand, and if you have really tall frets, then you can press the strings out of tune. I get that, but like the fret ends, there's no reason that the fret ends have to be the traditional ones like this. I can't think of any reason why we couldn't have those nice rounded ball in modern fret ends on a guitar like this. And if Firefly did that, they would be the only company that is offering a budget guitar like this with really nice fret ends. So I don't know, you know, how the manufacturing of these differs from the Firefly electric guitars, but it would be incredible if they could put those new electric guitar frets on their acoustic guitars. That would really be something. So the other thing that I always have to mention on these guitars is the amount of cool little details that they add to these guitars that they really don't have to put on a guitar like this in this price range. Again, it's a $200 guitar. You know, you're going to pay a shipping charge on top of that. So still well under $250 when you're all said and done. But they've got the abalone binding. They've got wood, a separate piece of wood binding on the outside of the abalone, and then, you know, this comfort bevel right here it's a separate piece of wood that's blended in there. On the back of the guitar, I mean, first of all, you know, that's a beautiful beautiful wood grain on the back there. And then, yeah, there's a wood binding on the back of the guitar, on the side. Up here with the headstock, you've got a piece of rosewood laying over the top, and the neck is mahogany, and you can see a scarf joint. You probably can't see that on the camera, but maybe I'll get a close-up for you. There's a scarf joint right up here when the neck goes into the headstock, when it angles back. Yeah, guys, $200 for this. Really nothing to complain about at all. Alright guys, so as of the release of this video, these guitars, the thin body acoustic guitars, are pretty new. I think they've just released them in the past couple of weeks. Now they still have the full body acoustic guitars. They also have a 12-string that looks pretty cool. And I know a lot of you guys watching out there have purchased in the past some of those, like the full body acoustic guitars. You know, they had a dreadnought style and they had the cutaway. What has your experience been like with those guitars? We always, you know, me and everybody else watching, we always want to hear what the experiences have been of the other people who bought the guitars. Okay, so leave that stuff down below in the comment section. As usual, guys, I'm going to have links down in the video description for everything I was talking about in the video. Of course, there'll be a link for the guitar, and I'll go ahead and put a link in there for the video I did of the original Firefly acoustic guitars, plus all of my social media and all that fun stuff. Guys, thanks a ton for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to you very soon.